would say let's wait for some more people to come in, but I know we don't be doing that shit. Let's go. Yes. Yes, 2 times. I know the vibes. She like, ooh la la, ooh la la. They go, ooh la la. She like, ooh la la. On a Saturday, best day, blessed day. Ooh la la. Looking for M's like I lost a friend. Hop up out the bed like where's the bread? What it do, people? You're now tuned in. Popovich TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic. That feeling. Back up in here. One more again. So if it's your first time, then the question is, where you been? Because over here on this side, we like to deal with sports, hip-hop, entertainment, interviews sometimes. When people don't be acting flaky. Popovisms 101, and of course, motivation. So before you usher to the left and Diddy to the right, I'm going to need you to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, smash that notification bell, so when I upload the videos, you get alerted. You get alerted when I upload the videos, and if it's not your first time, and you've been rocking with the channel, good looking. But you know how I do. You know how I plainly start the show. Tony, there was no other way. We in the end game now. And we is in the end game, people. Because even though Saturday is a lit night for most, you know what I mean? Obviously it's the weekend, it's Saturday, it's Saturday, yay. We normally do the show on Friday. Last night I got held at work a little longer. Then after work, it's more work. You know what I'm saying? You don't just get off. I don't just get off for the things that I do. So it was about like 1:40 something. I'm like, I could go live. Niggas never sleeping in New York. New York is a place where, you know, a city that never sleeps, and, you know, people is always outside. There's always something to get into, and you always into something. That's an MC Ran and NWA reference. But I was like, nah, my schedule gonna be a little better tomorrow, which is today, all praises due. And we woke up, we on the books, that feeling, all praises due. And then I got off early, and then I had to go right back to work. So right while I'm setting up, getting ready, put my clothes on, had to take these clothes off, put my work clothes back on so I could represent, and then go out. I am on call for the job that I do, work in the community. I'm an outreach worker, and we try to, you know, bring the BS down a little bit. I was about to say to a halt, but unfortunately it's hard not to kill niggas. It's like a full-time job not to kill niggas. It's statutory. When you go, you know what I mean? Like, unfortunately. But nonetheless, I had to go back out for work. So we on a Saturday, a day, you know what I mean, that we normally don't do. But nonetheless, I said all that to say, topics, we got some topics. Ain't nothing really set in stone. We're going to just freestyle and go about. Because even though tomorrow is Sunday, I got to go to work tomorrow as well. Not sure what they mean by that. Not sure about the music and stuff they talking about that I gotta resume, but anyway, let's start off with this. We in the end game because I gotta work tomorrow, so we ain't gonna be on here mad long. Or y'all know I say that, and then 2 hours later, like 5 minutes later, 2 hours later, I'll still be rocking and talking my shit. Tomorrow, if you from Harlem, 7th Lennox. And what about the east side? El Barrio, we blowing smoke while we, you know what I mean? Tomorrow, they are gonna rename the subway stop on 110th, 111th. I'm saying it like that because you really don't stop at 111th, but you can get off the train at 110th or 111th Street. Tomorrow they're going to be, tomorrow's the Dominican Day Parade. That's definitely, you know what I mean, if you out and about with that. And hola, jovito, are you going to be out there, you know what I mean, with the jump-offs, having a good time, indulging in those type of festivities. Real quick before I get back to the renaming of the subway, Malcolm X, because we're going to just bounce around and do what we want today on the show, as we always do. We unscripted, we authentic, that feeling. Last year, I think somebody got slashed or cut. I know one year when I was locked up on the news, sitting there watching, I think it was the Puerto Rican Day Parade though, so not to be confused, because you know sometimes they be on their bullshit. I'm not Dominican, I'm Puerto Rican. Or I'm not Puerto Rican, I'm Dominican. You know, the same shit. Oh, but you're black. When they try to divisive and chop it up, chop it and screw it, divide and conquer. Anyway, one year I was locked up, seeing on the news the Puerto Rican Day Parade, and you know dudes was out of control, groping the women, pulling their shit off, some real savagery shit like back in the days, Conan the Barbarian, and you going out to get your food, and oh by the way you see some nice looking young lady, bop, hit her over the head. Nowadays we might put Molly all on her champagne, she ain't even know it. You take her home, she enjoyed that. She ain't even know it. I'm being funny, but I'm not. So that was, that was crazy. One of the most that and watching the Freaknik documentary. Obviously in Atlanta, Uncle Luke and them, Don't Stop, Pop That. And one of the portions in the documentary, I think it's I'm not sure if it's episodes or it's just one long episode. I did watch it, but I can't recall. Something like that happened down there where, people was going for the festivities, to, politic with other people and, network or, just enjoy being around other people, meeting new people and socializing and mingling. And then, people start doing shit that they don't supposed to do, start violating and crossing boundaries that should never get crossed. Like, you should have never came back. Boundaries that should never get crossed. So, then last year too, I think, they was jumping on the car, and I think the lady came out, the daughter of the parents. They was elderly parents, elderly folks, people jumping all on their car, fuck their car up. Be mindful. I mean, like, it really goes without saying. I'm not going to act like and sit up here and say, I never did no dickhead dumb shit. You know what I mean? Some buffoonery, and the buffoonery remains at an all-time high because I have. Just like you. Kareem Akbar, you are the true leader of the CNB, and I'm sure I'm not the only one that, did some wild, dumb shit. At one point in time, this is self-confession. Obviously, I was young, no criminal charges, but kids do dumb, stupid shit. That's the reality. We could dread it, we can run from it, but destiny arrives all the same. I know me and some of my friends, the highway, what's the highway down the block? The FDR, right? It's like an overpass on 142nd, my block and shit, where you can cross over to get to the cookout area or the other part of the area. And we would throw like little rocks off. Sometimes it was a little brick. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying like a little brick, even though a brick will fuck your whole car up. Mess you up while you just driving along. And we going riding on the freeway of love. Like, you know what I mean? Like you riding, not thinking that a brick is going to hit your car out of nowhere, scare the shit out of you. You know what I mean? And then people get hurt. The car insurance and the liabilities and all that, the collision, that's secondary to life loss, human beings, being devastated. Some shit happen, you lose your limb, you lose your eye, you become, a paraplegic, and you're in a wheelchair for the rest of your life. So we did shit like that. We did unconscious things, just in the name of having fun. So when you see videos like the kids just doing the Millie Rock on any block, and they dancing, and obviously the young sisters, the young queens, the young people. Don't stop, pop that pussy, doo-doo brown. I wanna rock, I wanna rock. Hey, 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 and more hey. And they just start shaking their ass, and you know what I mean? Like they on drugs, just turn around, start shaking their little funky ass. When you see that, it looks crazy. You know what I mean? Like crazy, crazy, shit crazy. And you're like, yo, what the fuck is they doing? They damaging these people's cars and people getting stabbed. So just be mindful of that. And I know that wasn't really a topic, honestly. But the topic is we in the end game, and if you from Harlem, in Harlem, we're gonna be, renaming the subway station. I think they call it just 110th and Central Park, I believe. Now when you stop there on 110th Street, it'll say the Malcolm X Plaza, I believe. So I believe, they're going to do a ribbon cutting, a little ceremony. And I am Malcolm X. I know we say that on the channel a few times, we play around, etc. But, for my era, and obviously for the people before my era where Malcolm X actually lived, because he didn't live in my era. He was gunned down. But still in my era through Spike Lee and the different movies and the different rap songs, etc., and how the culture evolved and pushed forward with certain iconic figures in our culture. And obviously Malcolm X is one of them. He taught a lot of people how to be men. Taught us how to have a backbone. So put your fucking foot down and say, nah, by any means necessary, you're going to respect me. You're not going to just handle me any kind of way. You know what I'm saying? And so we salute the brother, obviously he Muslim, Malik El Haj Shabazz, right? I had the pleasure of meeting his daughter, at the job that I'm at now. We deal with anti-violence, we deal with de-escalation, we deal with trying to get young brothers and sisters. A lot of times, like when you think domestic violence, you just think man on woman. A lot of times, just off the rip, just how your brain works. Not that we are programmed, but when you think gangs and gang violence, you think brothers, you think men. It's women in gangs. It's women doing the most, pulling out, setting niggas up, repping for the sets. You know what I'm saying? It's not just boys and men. It's young girls and it's women. Same way when you say domestic violence, you're not going to think of a woman in Respucia whipping somebody ass. You're not going to think that. Initially, you're going to be like, oh, what that man, you told Harpo to beat me? No, Sophia will whip Harpo ass. You know what I'm saying? So we deal with that, and we try to keep it at a minimum to the best of our ability, because we know that violence in the hood is it's a disease in the sense of, I hit you, you hit me, one of my loved ones hit you, your loved ones hit my loved ones, and it's just a never-ending cycle of retaliation. You know what I'm saying? We're going to keep kicking the can further and further and further down the road in the name of the get back. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to get some get back, and these niggas killed your cousin, and you ain't going to do shit? Nigga, we're going to go out here and we're going to kill all of you. Y'all know from the Menace to Society, one of the, in my opinion, you know what I'm saying? And we early into the show, and we got to bring the prop gun out from Deadpool. You know what I mean? Menace to Society, Kane, O-Dog, the OG nigga who I can't think of, but in real life, MC8, right, from California. And he like, man, we're going to go out here and kill all these niggas. This is the thinking. This is the mentality. Because they killed your cousin right in front of you. Pulled you out the car, popped your cousin, left that nigga shaking, you know what I mean, at the light. And took the vehicle and broke out. And so now you want some get back. And that's what we deal with a lot of times in the community. But Malcolm X showed us that, we can stand up and have a backbone. And so in honor of him, tomorrow, if you're not at the Dominican Day Parade and hola, Jovito, you're not, you know what I mean, on that wave, if you in Harlem, when the festival was today in Harlem, 116th Street, I believe, what is it, Park Avenue, in between Park and 3rd or whatever over there. I didn't go, I was at work. Normally I probably would be over there because my pops is, of that descent, even though I don't know him, right? Mom's is black, pops is of Dominican descent. But tomorrow, Malcolm X train station on 110th Street, will be renamed after the brother Malcolm X. And I am Malcolm X by any means necessary. So I just wanted to throw that out there real quick while we're speaking on Harlem. I think I did the show on Wednesday because we couldn't do it on Monday. If you've seen the Wednesday show, you know what happened on Monday. Still waiting for y'all to drop some comments like, yo, XYZ, or you should have did this, or when I go back, what should I do? Give me some referrals, give me some, you know what I mean? Give me something good. You know what I'm saying? What you think I should hit up the doctor? Like, yo, Shorty got you doing XYZ, or was you really listening to this shit? Like, what's up? You know what I mean? As far as the dental appointment that I had a root canal on Monday. I got to go back in September. But speaking of Harlem, Lloyd Williams, the co-founder of Harlem Week, right? Which was just taking place, and the Harlem Day Parade, which had me thinking of my grandmother, rest in peace. You know, she helped the sisters, you know, the young girls do their little dances and practices, showed them how to do the baton and, you know, design their outfits at one point in time. My grandmother was a staple in the community before she got, you know, had her battles with drinking and all that. And then even after that, still was a staple in the community. And she's been gone a couple of years now. So just seeing him die, because I know she knew him, even though I didn't know him. But hear that he was the founder or the co-founder of Harlem Week. And we spoke about Harlem Week a few times, obviously, about how the parade and certain things that's in Harlem now don't have the same feel, in my opinion, when I was coming up, that it does now. And I'm saying, when I was coming up, I'm saying that it was better because we had the local artists, we had people that was from the neighborhood, they came through, they showed love, they made it an event or something that you wanted to come to and be a part of. Nowadays, yeah, you may catch a Fat Joe on the float, or you may catch, you know what I mean, somebody, you know, at the parade or Hot 97 or something. They're going to be there because, you know, those are the big brands, so they have to brand themselves. They have to, you know, send representation to be at these areas, you know, just for the sake of, we seen you out there, Hot 97, 105 or whatever, but it's not live like it used to be. And maybe because it's the phone era, you know, we spoke about this in LiVe too, and I don't want to get too off because we're talking about Lloyd Williams and his contributions to Harlem Week, being the founder, you know, what it is now, what it was yesteryear. A lot of things get watered down. A lot of things get taken away, you know what I mean? If we let it, if we don't fight for it, you know, things that's not being used, well, even, you know, somebody else will decide what to do with them. A quick example, speaking of Harlem, and I'm going to just talk about King real quick, side note, because this is the thought that comes to my mind. When he was talking about the whole Rockefeller shit and how they was already on the label with Rockefeller, right, under Def Jam, but it was a whole building, and he like, yo, it was office space, or it was space nobody was doing nothing with. And he like, prior to that, when I was at Koch, or the other, you know, the independent label, I knew certain things. So when I got here, I already had the know-how. I'm like, oh, this little office, we could use that as a little, you know, a setup spot. Put the telephone in there, put the, you know, what's your name in there, and we're going to use this as our space because it's already in the building. Then when Dame and Hov and them is walking by, they're like, I think it's got an office in here. How did y'all get an office in here? Oh, like, we have an office, but we're not using the you know, the what they call the rooms, the supply room where they put the mops and the, you know, the disinfectant and all that shit in there. I'm just using that as an example. They cleared all that shit out, put a phone in there, put a desk in there, put somebody in there. Now that's the secretary of Dipset. You know what I mean? So like, I say that to say, when it's a space or something for the people, but the people are not using it, a lot of times they get taken back. Same thing with nonprofit organizations, which I'm a part of. And I was also a part of when I first came home from prison doing the taxes. That also was the first nonprofit organization that I was a part of. So funds is allocated, for those that don't know, and we live on YouTube and we live on Instagram. So if you see me looking in a circle, like a circle, YouTube, Instagram, and then my personal phone for my footage for myself. When I first came home, that was one of the first things that I did was a tax preparer for nonprofit. And when the funds is allocated from the state, from the city, from wherever you're getting your money from, at the end of the fiscal year, if you didn't use all of that money got to go back. You don't keep it in your pocket like, oh, I'm writing it off. I'm just keeping it as the CEO of the company or as the co-founder or as a manager or regional program director, whatever titles like you want to come up with in your head, right? And there's various titles depending on what type of organization you're a part of. That money goes back. You can't just do what you want with the money. You have to show what the money is used for and what it's being used for. So I just said that to say, I feel like it's not the same. It's not hitting the same. Maybe because those people are not around. People get older. Obviously, new people are born. Generation Z, millennials, etc. It just doesn't hit the same. But salute to that brother, right? 80 is young. You might think 80 is old, but shout outs to him. But let's talk about, not Harlem, but let's talk about these mass shootings, right? There's been a lot of shootings recently. For my job, I had to go downtown. We spoke about this with the shooting at Yellowstone, the police officer, Islam. May the Most High have mercy. The what's her name? Wesley Lauren. I want to say that's her name. Shit spins in the media so much that one day you remember, the next day you don't, because stuff is always, coming out in the media. Stories are broken. I think they laid the last person to rest yesterday, I want to say, or maybe I seen it on the news today while I was getting ready for work. Anyway, the last of those people who was, killed and affected in that mass shooting was laid to rest, right? Not 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days later, we got a shooting in Ohio, and we got a shooting somewhere else, and then we got a shooting in Midland, Texas, shooting in Ohio, and then right here in my home state, shooting right downtown in Times Square. Not the first time that a shooting was that I seen since I've been doing YouTube and doing Popovich TV, etc. I want to say like 4 or 5 times, and that's fucking a lot. Even if it's 2 or 3, and I'm saying a wrong number, 1 time is more than enough to be in certain areas where it's a large population. And they want to put the casinos down there, Nas, Hove, whole bunch of other fucking rappers, and people want to put a casino right in the heart of Times Square, saying that it's going to give back to the communities. Y'all know my thoughts on that. I'm calling bullshit. Not to say that the money that's generated from said casino, from a lot of the suckers that go to the casinos like myself, even though I haven't been in a while, if I'm going to bet my money now, I'd rather not bet it on roulette or the craps, or I never really play slots. Blackjack, roulette, or craps. You know what I mean? That's where I'll lose or win my money on. But now it's chicken dinners with gambling as far as sports, because it's right at the palm of your hand. FanDuel, DraftKings, ESPN Bet, etc., etc., etc. All at the tip of your fingertips. You can just put a bet in. So that's how I like to, put my money. With that being said, this is like the third definitely time where it's been a mass shooting. And mass shooting, for those that don't know, when you hear mass shooting, you probably think like a lot of people. But 3 or more that shot in a shooting incident is considered massive, a mass shooting. And no suspects. I mean, 1 suspect was apprehended. They talked, etc. I guess, went over the line of questioning, did they due diligence, etc. Nobody was charged. Obviously, nobody's prosecuted yet because nobody charged. And you say, damn, how the fuck all these cameras, and we spoke about this again at large on the channel. If it's a camera in your building, if it's a camera on your floor, like in my apartment building, as soon as when you walk out your house, it's a camera in your hallway. Then there's cameras on the outside of your building. Then there's cameras in the train station. Like, you can't go nowhere in New York City. And I want to say, even though I haven't been to obviously every big, metropolitan city, Houston, Chicago, whatever, Atlanta. I've been to some of these places, but I'm saying I haven't been to all. Washington, Baltimore, whatever you could think of, right? the big cities. If it's cameras there, outside of your crib, outside of your apartment building or your home, the ring shits and all that, they can see you. They can follow your movements. Soon as when you walk outside to come out of your apartment, you lock your door, you're on camera. When you step out of your apartment, you're on camera. When you go into the subway, you are on camera. Downtown and the business area. I'm talking about New York, but I'm sure other areas have downtown areas where business is conducted. You on camera. Inside of those skyscrapers and those businesses, you're on camera. You're not never on camera. Cheese, like my little niece be like, cheese. You know what I mean? My little niece, Harmony, I love you, right? Uncle Leon, I love you. Cheese, and we be playing and shit. You on camera, so say hello. How do a shooting take place in a massive place like that, and no suspects is arrested? No, you didn't get the criminal. It's the poo shiesties and the pullovers and those particular areas where it's supposed to be the safest, where we have the 4th of July, which I told y'all when I went live around that time, my first time going downtown to the 4th of July, festivities, because I got paid to do it. Never, I don't celebrate. That's number one. I don't celebrate. Number two is I don't give a fuck about none of these things. So, I never went. I had to go this year. First time ever. First time ever going to a 4th of July celebration for America. This is America. Don't catch you slipping up. And it was mad people out there. Mad people. And just to get in the train station was a long line. Talking from the pier, what was Pier 15 or Pier 16 or 12 or wherever we was at, right? I know this shit was just last month. But, you know what I mean? Just to get from the pier to the train, because me and my coworkers, we took the train there and we took the train back. Drivers, you don't even want to drive. Parking, double park, police got blocks. So your best bet is to take the train. But just to wait on line. Just imagine that. If you're a New Yorker, then, shit is like a New York minute. You know what I mean? Shit is moving quick. Snail's pace. Just to walk to the train station to get on train was crazy. Shit crazy, right? That's why I can imagine what New Year's is like, or just certain events. And to know that in Times Square, where Happy New Year's and people be down there, the Spider-Man, the fucking naked cowboy, and all of the girls that try to get you to take pictures with them, etc. The stairs that's there on 42nd Street, and I'm just giving you trying to paint the picture for those that's out of town. You never been here, you thinking about coming. All of the billboards, the lights, the LEDs, the LED, video screens, etc. Like in the Avengers, when Captain America came out, he was looking all over, and you seen the coronavirus in the corner, and you seen the Corona beer, and they were setting us up for this shit. Right, that part, for those that was paying attention. For those that was just watching, you was caught up in the Marvel, and I was too, on my first 1 or 2, 3 watches, till obviously COVID hit, and then people like, yo, look in the back of the scene of Marvel. They had the virus, the circle ball thing on one video screen, and then on another screen was the Corona beer, coronavirus. You know what I mean? Letting us know what's about to take place for those that's aware. So you say for an area like that, where it's mad tourists, there's mad Broadway shows, there's mad shit going on, people could get shot, killed, even though nobody was killed. So that's the good thing that comes out of this. But for Ohio, for Midland, Texas, why does this shit keep happening? Is everybody crazy, deranged? Martin Lawrence, that's from Martin Lawrence. You knew he was crazy. The random nigga showed up to your job in his pajamas. Talking about why you ain't answering my phone calls. Like, if a shorty come to your job in her pajamas with her bonnet on, looking crazy with the eyelashes and just looking crazy, talking about you ain't answering my calls, then you know that bitch is crazy. I'm gonna say it like that. We're not gonna try to be politically correct, even though I need to now, like how I move now. You know, just for the sake of that. Can't be saying certain shit and doing certain shit. But we ain't monetized right now on YouTube, and we definitely not monetized on Instagram. You knew that bitch was crazy, showing up to your job on her pajamas, talking about where the fuck is Corey at? I called that nigga last night and you was sleeping. Then you had to get up at 5 in the morning to get to work at 7. And you didn't answer the phone, so she showed up. I'm being funny, but I'm not. What I'm saying is every mass shooting gonna be somebody that's crazy in the range? And if so, how the fuck they getting the guns? How do all the crazy people got the guns? And I get it, maybe somebody that's sane, you know, that values life, you know, all life is precious, or some Morgan from Walking Dead, right? All life is precious, right? Morgan, you don't clear, you don't clear. You know what I mean? Nigga try to stab you with the knife, rip rhymes. You don't clear, you don't clear. So I gotta kill you. Is every person that's involved in a mass shooting crazy and deranged? That's why I mentioned all of those things. I'm being funny, but I'm not, because it's not a laughing matter when life is lost. When people lose their life, unfortunately, right? Because it could be your loved one. You could be going downtown to Times Square. Wednesday show, I spoke about my coworker taking his kids down to the Macy's, Toys R Us, or I guess they got something in Macy's. I don't know. You know what I mean? They got like a little thing. He took his kids down there. You just minding your business. You just going to see The Dark Knight at the movie theater, and somebody comes in there with what's the new Bane mask, right? Shoot up the joint. You going to work. You tired as a motherfucker, like I'm probably gonna be tomorrow, because I gotta get up early tomorrow to go do my job, right? I'm gonna be tired because it's already 12:25. You just going to have a good time. You're going to be with your family. You're going to take videos, take photos. You're not thinking about somebody is coming down here to do the most, and your kids is out here. And I'll just end that topic, you know, with this. A lot of women, right? I get it. You may be a single mom. You know, you may be your husband, your baby daddy. He may be locked up. You may be riding with him. He may be a good guy. Got caught up in the wrong situation. That's probably best case scenario. Today at work, won't get too much, but one of the ladies we encountered, you know, she was like, you know, her ex-boyfriend, she want to get him locked up now. Woo, he's a gang member. He's this, he's that. He hang out with murderers and shit. And, you know, we talking with her, trying to, you know, do what we do, explain who we are, what we do, how we can help. And as I'm listening, to try not to be, what's the word? Desensitized, stay in the moment, you know, because she's emotional. Carl Thomas. She crying. As she was explaining what she was explaining to us, the details surrounding her situation, all I kept thinking was like, this is why I tell my nieces, this is why I tell my little cousins, you don't just open up your legs and just fuck with any and everybody, right? Like, that's going to be harsh to hear for some people, because like, oh, she was in the hospital, domestic violence, and woo, that's a real thing. Same thing with, you ain't know he was crazy, deranged. I asked this question, I've been doing YouTube for 6 years now, 5.5 years now. Maybe 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago, I was asking the question to both men and women. Would you fuck with somebody that's in the gang? This is totally side note. I know it's not the topic, but this is my show, and I do what I want. What's your, deal breakers? You look good, you look nice, you a handsome man, you a sexy woman, etc. You in your mid-20s, whatever your age is, right? And obviously, what age matters, because you should be more mature. You should have more experience, and LOX, living off experience, like the likes. Would you deal with a blood or a crip if you was a woman? Obviously, women do, because she was one of them. And there's plenty of women in our neighborhoods that deal with men of that caliber, right? I asked the question to men: would you deal with a woman? When I say deal with, not just pop, tie their hair up from the back, you know what I mean, do them dirty, you know what I mean, and then send them on their way. That's different. That's the sexual act. You know, anybody can have sex, keep it moving, and I'm talking about deal with them, be involved, be in a relationship with them. As a man who got a job, who got shit doing for themselves, would you deal with a bitch that's crippin' and blood in it, you know what I mean, and, you know, folk loking it and whatever, would you deal with them based on their looks? If they, I mean, obviously if they was a, you know, a ugly booger, an ugly bitch, right, and you sure is ugly, like From the Color Purple, you sure is ugly, then you probably gonna be like, nah, nigga, fuck, I look like dealing with a bitch that's a cripple of blood, and she mad ugly, she mad fat. I'm just drawing the picture for you. What does she look like? Halle Berry, in her prime years, her Catwoman years, her Boomerang years when she was dealing with Marcus, and she like, yeah, nigga, I'm a loke, I'm a folk loke, or whatever that shit is. Would you still deal with them on some relationship, trying to build with them? If you do, what does that say about you? We know a woman may deal with a nigga, he got a little pull in the hood, niggas might be a little shaky, a little nervous of him because he pop off the hammer. Maybe he even popped the hammer and killed somebody. He ain't get caught, you know what I mean? Niggas is quiet because they scared, they don't want to be next. So you deal with the nigga. We know women that deal with niggas like that all the time. You know what I'm saying? But men, maybe not so. But I'm only just bringing that up to say, like, yeah, you know, if you do, then you know what you're going to get. That should be a red flag. She ain't going half, that's a red flag. Pop balloon on the move, bottom line. Fine. I ain't going to chase no fish. Eating from the sea till we make it rich. That's a great fire reference. She ain't going half, it's a red flag, right? If he in the game, that's already telling you that he's with the shits. So for you to get pregnant or really take him seriously, where does that say your mind state is at? Because for me personally, obviously, I done been through the storm, so I'm a little older now. I'm a little more mature, right? So it's like, yeah, I may clap some cheeks. You look like Halle Berry. Halle Berry? No, like Halle Berry, like Jared Goff in the NFL when they had the play called Halle Berry, and then she jumped on X on Twitter. She's like, what the fuck is a Halle Berry? No, Halle Berry mean you look good. From the rooter to the tutor. You know what I mean? Like, you look good. So we're going to give you a pass. If you are willing to do that, then you got to accept what comes with that. What comes with that is probably not a fully developed brain, probably not a fully developed person, possibly somebody that might whip your ass if you tell them you moving on. Now, I mean, it's probably somebody that will show up to your job and they pajamas on, talking about, I've been calling you since last night. You ain't pick up your phone, but you was sleeping because you got to get up at 5 in the morning. We got to make it make sense. But let's talk about this shit, though. This has been spinning in the clip. Let's talk about this hip-hop topic real quick. I thought it was interesting. I ain't going to play the video. We'll just talk about it. Got a few more other topics. How long we been on here? A little 40 minutes. I got to get to work in the morning. We're not going to be on here for 2 hours. I promise you that. Somebody said, I think Jadakiss top 5 Dead or Alive. That's just off one LP, right? According to him and according to a lot of people in my era and just hip-hop fans abroad, Jada is recognized as one of the best. You already know. Peace, my brother. You already know the vibes. Happy Saturday. Sorry we couldn't get to y'all yesterday. I got off work late. Jadakiss of the Locks. Recognizably, not to all people. If you're from Houston, you're from New Orleans, you're from Atlanta, you may not got Jadakiss in your top 5, but I think universally, when we're talking hip-hop, he definitely top 10 for a lot of people for his body of work, his wordplay, his longevity. I be seeing on the internet now like, yo, Jada still ain't got a one whack verse. You know what I'm saying? I think he got some mediocre verses because he got so much body of work to pick and choose from or to nitpick from. So you'll look at like, that wasn't his best verse, or if he got a top 50, that's like 47. You know what I mean? But anyway, dispersions dressing to impress these days. I jump on that. I got you. I jump on that. Let me just finish this quick topic on Black Thought and Jay-Z, right? I guess somebody from like a white person, you know what I mean? Like those white folks has said Black Thought is 1,000,000,000 times better. I got you. 1,000,000,000 times better than Jay-Z, right? And Jadakiss, his response to that was like, I kind of hate these culture vultures, people that's not entrenched in the culture, people that they never gave a fuck about the culture. You may have a platform, your platform may be big, so you give your little 2 cents on, X, Y, Z, etc. And, his opinion, and I'm not knocking his opinion. But 1,000,000,000 times, 100 times, 50 times better than Jay-Z. And if you're young, then this conversation, you may not even be ready for this, because you looking at Hov like he overrated. A lot of times I see online, you looking at Black Thought like, who the fuck is Black Thought? Like who is the Roots? Who, you know what I mean? Like, who are they? So you may not even be qualified to give an opinion on this. My thoughts, as we cover sports, hip-hop, entertainment, interviews sometimes, when the people don't be acting flaky, Popovisms 101, and of course, motivation. That's what we cover on my channel, right? Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, Popovich TV. We live, we rolling, we are unscripted, we authentic, that feeling, right? In my opinion, I got Hov as number 2. Yes, I'm from New York, so I'm a little biased. And I have no problem with saying like I'm a little biased, but honestly, on lyrical ability, songwriting, albums, top chart songs, that's how many songs you had on the top of the charts, I don't think I'm being biased. I got Nas number 1 and I got Hov as number 2. At one point in time I had Hov, but then I changed it to Nas, right? That's just my opinion. And hip-hop is opinion-based, so you really can't get mad at one person or the other person if they have whoever they have on the top of their 5. But for the white person that Jada was talking about, I can't think of his name, and their name don't even really matter. That's what Jadakiss' whole point was. Like, listen, this is a white person. They probably can't tell the difference between, hardcore or a good act. Like what Gene said, because he don't know the meaning of dope when he's looking for a suit and tie rap that's cleaner than the bar soap. And I'm the dirtiest thing in sight. Matter of fact, bring out the girls and let's have a mud fight. That was the genius on Wu-Tang Clan coming at you, protect your neck, right? At the end of his verse, he like, but he don't know the meaning of dope. D-O-P-E, dope. I mean, you know what dope means. Dope means fresh, dope, hard, fire, like, you know what I mean? All these words that we make up in our culture. He like a guitarist or a guitar person that don't know the meaning of dope when he's looking for a suit and tie rap that's cleaner than the bar soap. And I'm the dirtiest thing in sight. Matter of fact, bring out the girls and let's have a mud fight. Jadakiss is saying the same thing that the genius said yesteryear. Who is this motherfucker Will I Am from, I believe, Black Eyed Peas, right? You're like, who the fuck is he to say that Black Thought is 1,000,000,000 times better than Hov? I will say this. Lyrical ability, wordplay, flows, bars, and all that. He probably could match wits with the best of them on some, you know what I mean? Be even with Jay-Z. And that was a Jay-Z bar. Match which with the best of y'all, the rest of all, like best of all, and my presence checking. Reminiscing on nothing you ever heard. Iceberg, rims, baby, ride rims to the suburbs. Fums coming, like, Get money like I'm down south Wednesday the 3rd or song on that. More shows to get, more hoes to flip. I suggest you all roll with the click. Who you with, funds to get, and I mean on that shit, right? They might be more evenly matched than the average would assume, but if we're talking about classic albums, and we're talking about #1 hits, and we're talking about chart record, performance, then it's not even fucking close for Jay-Z over Black Thought. I get it, Black Thought, his freestyle on Hot 97, when he was just fucking killing them, one of the best freestyles in probably hip-hop history, in my opinion. Bars, flows, delivery, substance, wordplay, metaphors, double entendres, triple entendres, breath control, swag, everything he was saying was fucking killing him, right? Killing him. We know that on that level, Black Thought is he's nice, super nice. I knew that from Big Pun album, the Capital Punishment, when they rapping when him super lyrical. I'm super lyrical with brain boosting chemicals, and him and Black Thought was going back and forth. Black Thought, your super lyricist, your arse nemesis, still with the Punisher, it's my accomplice. Like they was just going in on each other. Going in like back to back, and Black Thought might have even got the best of Pun, but then when Pun was like, lately crowd be praising me for the ways I be blazingly, like when he just would start going into that whole gazingly flavory, like when he started hitting him with that, then it's like, nah, Pun got the best of you, because he was just going in, like killing you with the flow. He might can hang with Hov. But just imagine if they do a versus. He's not going to be able to keep up with Hov. He may got 1, 2, 3, 4 verses that could probably hang. And then Hov going to hit him with, you don't know what you do. See, I'm from the hood where the streets is scribbling. Niggas be following with so much coke that you can run a swallow. Cop comb this shit top to bottom. They say that we are prone to violence, but it's home sweet home. With personalities crash and chrome meets. Like he gonna hit him with so many joints, it's gonna be unthinkable. It's gonna be an avalanche of hits. And you ain't gonna be able to hold up. You're gonna be able to do your little roots, your little, your little 1-2s, Erykah Badu features, and then after that you're gonna get clean. The floor gonna get clean with you. You're gonna get clean because you don't have a lot of hits. And that's what people, I think, the disconnect is with a lot of rappers now, a lot of rappers of yesterday, and a lot of rappers of yesteryear. We off this topic. Quick little hip hop topic for you. It's the music biz for a reason. Okay, you could spit bars. You could spit. Coogee Rap, one of the nicest. Styles P, one of the nicest. Scarface a little different though, because Scarface can spit, but then he got the hits to back it up. You gotta have hits, bro. You can't just be nice lyrically. You could be able to rhyme. Fred the Godson, rest in peace, right? Who I met a few times, interviewed his kids' moms, his wife, whatever, etc. She told me to take the interview down. That's why I be like, when people be not acting flaky a little bit, that's what I be talking about. I did a few interviews with a few people, and right when I'm about to put the interview up, they don't want me to put it up. That's why I say that in the beginning of my shows. When people don't be acting flaky, there's no shade. I'm just telling you how I feel. Nice. Niggas is nice. Lyrical ability, can spit bars, give you wordplay and shit. And it's like, yeah, put your songs on now. Let's listen to the songs, and you don't got no songs. You got bars, you got lyrical ability, you got flow, but where's the songs? You don't got none. We still waiting. Like, all right, 10 songs in. I ain't bopped my head. I'm listening intensively like, oh, you got lyrics. Your shit fire. But where is the songs? You don't got no song. Then a nigga like Snoop Dogg, who a lot of people will be like, it's not that lyrically nice. Ain't really, you know what I mean? Or come on and put on mad songs and have the whole crowd like gin and juice and what's my name and you know what I mean and dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. And you're like, yo, you know what I mean? He'll put on I Wanna Rock Right Now. And you'll be like, damn, Snoop got mad hits. You'll be like, Snoop got mad hits. But in a casual conversation, you'll be like, nah, Snoop ain't really got no, you know what I mean? Then it'd be like 187 on the undercover car. You'd be like, oh shit, forgot about all these songs. Nigga, I got songs, nigga. My catalog is extensive. And you just got bars. You just got freestyles, papoose. You got one song. Butt Naked, one song. You know, and I can name various different artists that they got one song. They fire. Songs is hot. But after that, where's the songs at? You can't compete. Nigga, I got a fully loaded clip like 50 Cent said. I got a fully loaded clip, nigga. I take the clip out, I put one in the head, I cock it back, I put the clip back, fully loaded clip, nigga. I got 17 in the clip. And you coming with 2 or 3 songs. No, nigga. You gonna get gunned down. I'ma gun you down. I'ma gun you down. You gonna be leaking because you ain't got no hits. A nigga like Mace. All his hits is from the Bad Boy era, right? Welcome Back, trash. All his hits is from when he was with Bad Boy. But my point that I'm making is that a person like now, A Boogie or whoever, he'll come out against Mace, and Mace will run all his hits down, and he'll shoot you up, and you'll have 1 or 2, 3 or 4, but Ja Rule, hits and hits and hits. Niggas will make fun like you sound like the Cookie Monster. They'll try to clown him. Your concert didn't sell out. You know, the 50 Cent shit and all that. But honestly speaking, Ja Rule got mad hits. So somebody that got 1 or 2 hits, I Wanna Rock Right Now. You know what I mean? You got 1 hit. You got 2 hits. You got a hit with a feature. So shit not even really yours. You want a track with you did the remix. You're not really. I know it is. I know. I don't just be you know, I call a spade a spade. It is what it is. You really don't got no hits, and that's so in my opinion, I don't think Jadakiss. That's how we started this, cause this is just my opinion. I ain't pinned no. Well, I do got a couple of fire songs. I'm just not known. I got a couple of little bars, but I'm not no platinum recording, multi-selling record hit making machine. I'm just a regular guy. But Jadakiss is. Why? Benjamins, Mariah Carey, you know what I mean? Like, so many songs and hits with people, Anthony Hamilton, with Nas, with the Locks, with so many different people. Jadakiss came in the game, and he kept giving us hits and hits and hits, and verses and verses and verses, in his mind state, his opinion, which I respect because it has more weight than I could ever have, because that's Jadakiss. He like, yo, these fucking A&Rs, these guitar niggas, who the fuck is him to try to throw shit in the game and rap and try to put a Black Thought against a Jay-Z? You know what I mean? Like, your opinion don't really matter like that, but even if we give you some leadway, you really saying Black Thought is 1,000,000,000 times better than Jay-Z? When Jay-Z got hits like It's the Hard Knock Life and Money Ain't a Thing, and you know what I mean? Like, so many hits. You're bugging. Because when you look at the record, how many Black Thought records are you going to pull up? How many? If you're a real fan. Not if you a fan of yesteryear. You just became a hip-hop fan. How many how many hit records is Black Thought on? And how many hits is Jay-Z on? Yes, y'all and Jigga Man be ballin', Jigga keep pigeon toe, Peggy don't be ballin'. Some of them like, it's too many hits. Come on, guys. It's too many. So for you to make a statement like that, what are you really trying to say? That's why we got to look at you like that. Let's talk about this other shit, though. Let's talk about Justin, I can't even think of his last name. I think I got it right here. Halle Berry, which we did reference. We did reference Halle Berry. What the fuck is this brother name? Justin something. I know that's his first name. Damn, oh, here you go, right here. David Justice. That's what I couldn't think of, right?
But I didn't really have any really real personal stuff until, you know, Halle and I got together, you see. And of course, that was a lot of focus because back in those times, I can't think other than Joe DiMaggio or Marilyn Monroe. I can't think of anybody before that was
live on YouTube and we live on Instagram.
I can't think of no one.
We live on my own.
And then Halle coming up young and being hot and just trying to make her career, and then you got me, and you know, it really wasn't a lot of negative attention until I decided to leave her in 1996. You know, I remember Halle saying to me,
decided to leave her.
She asked me to marry her.
She asked him to marry her.
And I mean, I said, okay. But because I couldn't say no.
I mean, yeah, who's going to say no at that
Halle
time?
Berry. Halle Berry.
But I didn't really
Halle
have
Berry.
any really real personal stuff until, you know, Halle and I got together. You see, I said, okay. But I don't know if my heart was really into it.
Right.
But I didn't want to make her feel bad and say no, you know, or like I was just in the moment. It caught me off guard.
I'm not even gonna play everything. I'm gonna talk about my own personal experience briefly, right? And it's my ex birthday today. Y'all know I was married on the channel. I was legally married at one point in time. I filed for divorce, just like he did. And also, I was proposed to, right? And this don't mean anything about love or who loved who, you know, more, etc. A lot of mistakes, I think, was made on both parts, and you live and you learn. I have nothing bad to say, you know, about it, right? You live and you learn. How I want to talk about it and why I want to talk about it is because when you look at the comments of David Justin, right? Baseball player, for those that don't know, back in the day or yesteryear, as we like to say, married to Halle Berry. Halle Berry. The Detroit Lions made a play. That's why I started with that. Made a play. You know, the quarterbacks, they have plays where they at the line, zigzag right, YF, orange strawberry fruitcake. You know what I mean? Like, they say all this dumb shit, and it's really just the wide receiver running an out route, or he gonna cut back in the middle, etc. Right? They just do all that shit for misdirection. But not last year, maybe like 2 years ago or 3 years ago, because we've been running with this little, you know, I've been making fun of it for a little while now on the channel. But Jared Goff was like, Halle Berry, and then she answered on Twitter, which is now X now, like, well, what's the Halle Berry? You know what I mean? And a lot of people had fun with it, they made fun with it, etc. But what happened with him, David Justin, was he was allegedly, maybe kind of, sort of, supposed to have been domestically abusing her. He was supposed to be an abuser, putting his hands on her, allegedly smacked the shit out of her so bad that she lost hearing in her ear, or she went deaf in her, you know, ear and all that. And although I was younger in these years, obviously this is the boomerang era. This is the, you know, her coming out years. Playing the crackhead. I was prom queen, and now you prom fiend from New Jack City. You know, we just was getting to know who Halle Berry was, right? Little, you know, petite, little small bender fender. You know what I mean? Scorpios, we the best. Like, yo, shorty could get it, right? It's Halle Berry we talking about. Short haircut, pretty, you know what I mean? Personality. Great actor, great actress, right? He had the luxury of having her in her prime. Like he said, I had her in her prime. Everybody else getting seconds. I had her when she was she, right? And somebody would say now, I'm him, I'm she. But when it came out that it was domestic violence, just me as a young person, I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't fully buying it. It was just media propaganda. I probably couldn't understand all of the ins and outs, etc. But even though I didn't play the rest of the interview for the sake of time purposes, because I really don't want to be on here mad long, we just reached the hour mark. He, in this interview on No Smoke, with what's the fucking Stat and Matt Barnes, right? He like, yo, she had the machine behind her. The machine meaning the people in certain places that put out statements, they put out video, they media manage, they image, they help your image when a crisis pop up. Oh, say this, be quiet. I equate everything to Marvel, you know what I mean, or movies I like and shit. I'm a movie buff. What S.H.I.E.L.D. say to Tony Starks at the end of Iron Man 1, right? They like, stick to the script, nigga. Don't go off script. Say it was a training event, woo woo woo, and what Robert Downey Jr. do? I am Iron Man. Nigga went off script like, I'm Iron Man, bitches. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm Iron Man. Stick to the script. But it's people in those places to write the script for you, to make sure you don't go off track, to make sure you stay within the the parameters of what we try to do. Soon as when you go outside a little bit, they bring you back in. So I say that to say, he's saying like, yo, I ain't know then. I'm just an athlete. I didn't know that Hollywood and certain, media people, and they had, handlers and people to handle certain shit to make things either look favorable for them or to make you look bad. And now we starting to smear campaign. He was a part of that. But what you see in the comments is, wasn't this 30 years ago? And he's still thinking about Halle Berry, and wasn't this and woo 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 and and me personally, I know I probably shouldn't say this on the channel, but it's like, bitch, be quiet, sit down, be humble. Shut the fuck up, be quiet, be humble, sit the fuck down. And you're like, oh, why are you talking to the women like that? And like Jay-Z said, Jay-Z, why you gotta go and disrespect the women for? Huh? And on that song, bitches get disrespect. No, women get respect. Bitches get what they deserve. Sisters work hard. Bitches work your nerve. Go listen to the song where he goes down the dynamic of sisters versus bitches. Sisters get what they get. Bitches get what they get. Sisters do it slow. Bitches do it fast. He like, sisters give up the ass. Bitches give up the ass. Sisters do it slow. Bitches do it fast. Bitches have niggas outside of your crib. No. Sisters do shit outside of where they live. Bitches have niggas all up in your crib. Like, he was given the different dynamics of what sisters and bitches do. And so I say that to say, a lot of people's like, oh, he hit he's a big athlete. He's a big athlete. What he doing, putting his hands on a little small Halle Berry, and I don't know if he did or he didn't. All I'm saying is that I remember the media spinning it to make him look like the bad guy. And you need people like me. So you can point your finger and say, that's the bad guy. You need people like me. I'm the bad guy to get you off. So people don't look at you, they look at me. I'm the fall guy. He like, yo, I was caught up in the wave. I didn't know anything about that. A lot of women like, why he still talking about it? Oh, because they asked him about it. Because his name was attached to domestic violence. And if it ain't true and people don't know, why would I want that out there on my name? Can somebody explain that to me? Can somebody explain to me, if it was 30 years ago, somebody said you snitched, somebody said you did something to a young lady that you didn't do anything to, and they still talking about it like you ruined somebody, you singing somebody, you did something to somebody's daughter, somebody's niece, somebody's little cousin, but you didn't do, and they still talking about it. that stench is still hanging over your head, then finally you get a chance to speak your piece and bitches is mad, ladies is mad. I don't give a fuck if you mad, sis. This is my truth. This is what really took place. Was you sleeping in the bed with me and Holly? Was you there when she was hitting me and doing X, Y, Z? And you can go look at the interview, right? Because I find it interesting. Yet and still people are, and this is why, and now in today's time, this is why we're talking about it. One, because it's a learning, tool. Or it could be a learning, this is a learning point, right? Glad this fuck you ain't falling my drink. And fuck you if you hope we didn't make it, fuck you. Hope we didn't, you know what I mean? Like, chances are, fuck you on some lock shit. In today's society now, in social media time, when it wasn't social media when he was dealing with her. Social media time now, he would have been crushed. Jonathan Majors, crushed. Chris Brown, Rihanna, crushed. Not knowing, a lot of people don't know, allegedly, maybe kind of sorta, she gave that nigga a venereal disease. He wondering where the fuck he got it from. He whipped her ass. He shouldn't have done that. So let's be clear. Before you try to, the light-skinned Popovich nigga like, yeah, nigga should be whipping women ass. I'm not saying that. I tell my nieces, my little cousins and them, if you can carry in the state that they carry, you better carry that weapon. If you can carry and you can carry, you better carry that weapon. If you got some Lysol, some shit that you can flame on a nigga, you better carry a weapon. You better flame the shit out that nigga. That's my stance. Because I want them to be safe. I want them to protect themselves. I don't want to get the phone call, my little cousin was, done dirty by some man or some men or whatever the case. Nah, I don't want that. I'd rather them be like, yeah, you fighting a case because you ping, pow, a nigga. That's what I want for my family, right? Just like I'm sure the men that's watching, if you watch my channel, I'm all for the women, empowerment. I'm all for protecting black women, etc., etc., etc. But the media is spinning like, oh nah, that's not the case. You are the enemy. You are public enemy number one. And all he's saying is like, nah, that wasn't the case. A lot of people don't even know because the media just spent it one way. But she really was hitting me. She asked me to marry her. She did this, she did that. And people may be like, well, she got her little man now. Y'all know we talked about Halle Berry maybe like a month ago with her being naked and, she like, this is my body. When we get older, we still should feel empowered. We still should feel like, we God's children and woo. And And I'm like, hey, listen, fuck it, it's Halle Berry. You want to show your little tatas, you want to show your little bikini line, you want to show your little funky ass, little ass, go ahead. As a heterosexual man, I'm going to look. And what Kanye West said? She got that ass, I got to look. Sorry. I'm sorry, but I'm going to look. And I'm going to look deeply if I'm outside and you walk by and all your ass cheeks are showing. I'm sorry. I'm not going to catcall you. I'm not going to say, come on, baby. Come on, baby. I'm not going to do that because I have self-control. I have self-discipline. So I'm not going to call out to you. But if you walk by all your ass cheeks and your whole box is showing and you look good, I'm going to look. And even if you look horrible, like I seen yesterday, me and my coworker was working. We was on 116th Street doing what we do. And some fat, nasty bitch, and that's just who she was. Or a fat, nasty sister, right? A queen. The shorts she had on was shorts, but she cut the back. She did this. They didn't come like this. And me and him both looked like, oh shit, why she cut the shorts in the back like that? Just to show her little flat, nasty, SpongeBob, little dirty ass. And I'm not saying she dirty. I'm just being funny, but I'm not. Me and him was looking at each other like, what is this? No, this is sexual empowerment. This is woman empowerment. Anyway, back to David Justice. I never brought the story of him smacking the shit out of Halle Berry to where she went deaf in her ear. She could be deaf in her ear, but I never brought into that. And he like, yo, even after all of that, she still proposed to me. Hold on, what? This is sounding like some Cassidy shit. Like, nah, hold on, stop the music. Hold on, everybody, pause. I got something to say. So you mean to tell me I do X, Y, Z to you, then you still want to marry me? You know I fucked 4 other women before I got with you. You still want to commit to me? So it just didn't make sense to me. And we see that Eric Benet, right? A lot of Jay-Z like, yo, never go Eric Benet on that song where he like, never go Eric. I can't think of the name of the song, but it's on the 444 album, I believe, where he like, if you got like a Beyonce or a Halle Berry, you never dumb out and lose the bag and you lose your girl, because that's the dumb move, right? But we know that all of the relationships that she done had, they haven't worked out. So you say, damn, you're an actress, you look hella good. At Storm, you look good. And Monster Ball, when the white nigga was blowing your back out, right? And all of the movies you did, and even in the real life, you look good. Halle Berry look good. Even if you're a black woman hater or you don't really like black women, if you do a poll, most men would be like, nah, Halle Berry look good, nigga. You bugging. She look good, right? Short hair, long hair, braids, extensions, weave. It don't matter. She look good. The aesthetics look good. Body frame, maybe you like him a little thick. Like I like him a little thick. You know what I mean? I got the nigga right here. Got him! Maybe you like him a little thick. Maybe you like him a little slim. And you like him slim thick or some fabulous shit. I never thought that he just was beating the shit out of her. Playing for the Yankees, I believe, at that time. And I don't know what year it was, but I was younger. I just didn't really buy that. And as the years passed on, as the women in the comments are saying, most of them is miserable. 30 years later, she's still on his mind. He must be miserable. He ain't got nobody. But in fact, he's actually married. He's married again. So she's not married. She's dealing with some old school, older nigga that's probably just happy to be with her because she's Halle Berry and he's nobody. And I'm saying that not in a harsh sense, but to be with Halle Berry and you nobody and she's a millionaire and she's one of the best actresses of all times, that's a big fucking come up. It is. More so for you than it is for her. But back then, David Justice was one of the best in baseball. And you was on the come up, so he was the catch. You know what I mean? Worth 30 million or 35 million, I think the story said. You wasn't getting that type of money yet because you wasn't nobody. Who you? Who you? Like, who you? CO, who you, bitch? You ain't nobody yet. Or you was prom queen in New Jack City. You wasn't nobody yet. You ain't get the roles to make you Halle Berry. We had to see that after a while. He was already who he was. And you wasn't with me shooting in the gym. So for you to say that I beat you up and I broke your eardrum, I didn't buy that, even as a child. And now fast forward in 2025, we know mad women be lying just for the hell of it. Just for the sake of getting the bag or making somebody look bad. That's the era we living in. And there's that. But let's get to some other shit though. Maybe like 2 more topics, maybe 3 more topics, depending. I ain't gonna be all night. I do gotta get up. Talk about this shit.
What we got going on? I'm starting life with Fairburn. What's going on? So I got like, you probably see my bra. So I got one right there. And so on my face, I have my edges covered up and that was right here. So and I got
Trim this story right now.
Here, on my arm and stuff. So basically,
a young kid, a young child, I think 16, maybe 14, had a boy, female, had a boy over at her house. Her mother told her no. She did it anyway. Mother came in, whipped her ass. She called the police on her mom's. Mom's got locked up and arrested. A lot of women, a lot of people in the comments is like they on the mother side. Without putting my family business in the street too much, y'all know we don't run from no topics on Pop of His TV, even if it's my own personal life, because I use my own personal life as an example for other people. No shame in my game, but if I do have shame, which is nothing wrong with having shame. In fact, in today's climate, in today's climate, shame is kind of gone. So shame is missing. So for me personally, I could say, yeah, like when I got locked up at 16 and I first went to prison, I couldn't really read and write. I have no problem with saying that. I'm shameful of it, but I use it for those that may watch my video, that may check me out and say, damn, you couldn't read and write at the level you were supposed to. Not completely, you know what I mean? Like I was able to read a little bit, I was able to write, but not on the level I should. I say that with no problems on the internet for somebody to copy and paste it, put my video up. Now this nigga can't read and write. They may remix it, put AI on it, now all of a sudden I said one thing, but now y'all chopped it and screwed it. Now I'm saying you can't read and write. Read and write. ABE, ABD, like 1, 2, 3, like you fucking around and mix it up and screw it, right? But I have no problem with saying that because I use it as a learning tool for those that want to learn from me. Miss Spade, what's the word, right? Miss Parks, what's the word? I use that so you can learn. Anyway, I couldn't really read and write that well, right? And then I had to learn. This situation here, the young girl, she brought a boy in her house. Her moms wasn't having that shit. Her moms whipped her ass. Then her moms got locked up. A lot of people in the comments is agreeing with the moms, saying, yo, that's fucked up. If you call the cops on me as your parent, I'm not fucking with you no more, and woo, 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 and ah. Same way a lot of black men, or a lot of men in general probably would say, if we in a relationship and you call the cops on me, then it's a done deal. A lot of that's, you know, for a lot of reasons, but the undertone basically is just, you're going to call authorities on me. Even some guys that put their hands on women still got that mentality. Like, yeah, I can have the leeway to smack the shit out you, punch the shit out you, kick the shit out you, pull a knife on you, pull a gun on you, but you better not never call the cops on me. I don't agree with that. Right? You whip my ass, you do something foul to me, you try to poison me, beat me in front of my kids, etc. I'm calling the cops on you, nigga. You need to go to jail. But in this case here, the moms went to school or whatever, beat the child. I don't know why they had to put in the headlines a Gucci belt. Like we give a fuck about those details, but some people do. Because they so caught up on fashion and making them seem like they're more important than what they really are, and you're not. You know what I'm saying? Because you got a Gucci belt or whatever. That doesn't make you more important than what you think you are. Just because you can afford a Gucci belt, just because your Gucci belt is fake, but we don't know it is, just because somebody brought it for you as a gift, because you gave them back shots or whatever, doesn't make you important more than what you think you are. Only in your small mind and way of thinking do you think you bigger than what you is. Follow me? Cool. So anyway, the mom started crying when they had to cuff her, and you hear the cops saying, because she like, I'm ready to go. You don't got to put the cuffs on me. He like, oh, nah, when we arrest you, we got to put the cuffs on you. Nobody's out back or nobody's out front. We're going to do it real discreetly, etc., etc. Basically, put your hands behind your back. I'll say this. I work with kids. I'm not a counselor. I'm not a mentor. I show up every day with the energy for the kids to, just to be able to keep up, to be sharp mentally. I use my anecdotal experiences as a child growing up. I could agree with that, Jay. I could agree with that. Coming from somebody that I used to take niggas' jury. I used to, and back in the day, I'm saying back in the day because I haven't robbed nobody in years. And I'm not looking to rob nobody. But at one point in time, if you came through and you was iced out, you was, you know what I mean, bling blah, like your wrist bling bling, my shit bling blah. My pinky ring talk, it say 50, I'm sick. That's why these niggas is on my dick. Like, I'm gonna book you. Gonna book you. Me and my mans is gonna book you. And if you don't listen, you getting shot. Niggas try to book me for my watch. They ain't know I had the Glock. Everybody getting shot. You getting shot in your ass. You getting shot in your head. And I'm saying that I'm not being funny with. But I'm just saying that that's how we was on it. You got jury coming through. You looking like new money. You smelling like new money. And you in the hood when niggas is hungry. Or you gonna get books, nigga. And that's why I never personally wore jewelry. Years later, I became, you know, of the Islamic faith, and I started just like wearing beads and shit. But I never wore expensive jewelry, watches, chains. I never wore that. To me, as a person looking for a Vic, I always thought that was the invite. Now, granted, for you to wear it, you got to be tough. You got to have a certain type of heart or a level of not giving a fuck. Like, know what I mean? Niggas don't rob me. They know I'm down to die for my chain. G-Unit. We get it popping in the hood. G-Unit. Motherfucker was good. Like, nigga, I got my jury on. And if you try to rob me, you better be ready to shoot me because I'm going all out for my jury. I know plenty of people like that. I also know plenty of people that just go like this. Oh, nah, my nigga. You can have everything. Please just don't. I ain't see nothing. Niggas' eyes is to the floor. They not looking at you. They don't want to look at you. They like, listen, I want to live. Big pun. I just lost 100 pounds. Rest in peace. I want to live. Please don't shoot me in my ass because I may not make it. You get shot in your stomach. You may not make it. You get shot in your back trying to run with your jury. You might not make it. And I've been in those situations, right? So I never really put too much credence on jewelry, chains, watches, you know what I mean, that type of thing. But in the hood, we do, right? Just know that you're a target when you do that. You could be the toughest nigga, the hardest nigga. There's other tough and hard niggas out there. That was my motto, right? And I was a skinny nigga, especially as a kid and in my teen and in the early 90s when we was out here doing the shit we was doing. I wasn't a grown man. You know what I'm saying? I hustled as a grown man. Robbing was younger years. Hustling was grown man. I had to come home. I'm a hustle now. I'm not going to take nigga shit. Even though I still had the mindset if it get that crazy, I will. And what Meek Mill said, if I ever go broke, I'm going to take your money. Like, I'm going to take your shit. Not saying it's right. Not saying I couldn't have got killed or shit can't happen to me. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is the mindset of me and of others. And what DMX said. Know what I mean? Robbing to eat. And there's at least 1,000 others like me mobbing the streets. When we starve and we eat, whatever's there. We know the code of the street, whatever's there. And the robbers in the perspective, I believe, most of, you know, that shit be going away mad fast when you write shit, but I appreciate you, Jay. I'm reading it as it go. And for those that's on Instagram, and we live on YouTube, which is right here at the top screen, so you can see the whole background. And we live on YouTube, and my personal camera just went dead. I got too much. I got to delete some other videos. But I was a robber before I became a hustler. I became, and when I, hustling meaning selling drugs, being in the street, and the mindset of you can't do certain things if you want to hustle. See, a robber will fuck it up for the hustlers. You're going to rob, you're going to run down, take nigga shit, you're going to make it hot for the people that catch bodies. Oh, you don't listen, you getting shot. $1.60, $1.05, $1.10, $1.20. You don't listen to me. I'm just speaking of yesterday. I shot a few people, not bragging about that. What I'm saying is if I'm robbing you and you don't listen, you're getting shot. And the reason why you're going to get shot is because I can't take a chance of you being a grown man. And we robbed a lot of grown people, a lot of grown drug dealers to grab me and try to do. And I told a story about one that did push my hand away and his man pulled out. And my man end up, you know what I mean, woo, 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 ah, 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 and I end up almost getting shot and getting killed. Because my gun jammed and he pushed my shit away. His man pulled out like Nas said, what the nigga do, no doubt. Pull out. A newer gun, something led to chase on that, I gave you power. You know what I mean? My shit wasn't clean. It was somebody else's gun. I was a little kid or adolescent listening to some grown niggas tell me to rob niggas. And it was like, yo, click up here, do this, do woo, 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 and then you can fire. And soon as when I pulled out, niggas didn't listen. I tried to fire, the shit didn't fire. Nigga pushed my hand down, pulled out, I turned to start running. Boom, boom, boom. And you know what I mean? The rest is history. I'm still here with a lot of living and do before I die, and I ain't got time to waste. Let's make it. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no question. No question. But I'm not saying it to brag. Definitely not saying it to brag. VVS, D Savage, what's the word? Live on Instagram. What's the word, my guy? Happy Friday. You know the vibes. I mean, happy Saturday. I'm thinking today Friday, right? And I've been in a lot of situations like that because that's what we was doing. But anyway, back to the point is, is it right? Is it wrong if your kids call the cops on you because you beat them? I don't, and when I say this, I don't feel like ashamed or putting my mom's on blast. I love my mom. My mother's still alive. All praises due. I know a lot of my homies, their moms is not alive. So they can't even call, like Charleston White was telling the Gilly, the kid, the Gilly. And I'm not being funny when I say this. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. He's like, I could call my son, and you can't, you know what I mean? Like, I could call my moms right now if I wanted to. And a lot of people can't. So I don't feel ashamed if I say, like, my mom's beat us with a stitching cord. My mom's beat us with the wet belt. We in the shower washing up. Then when we think we just about to get out, we don't know that she been plotting and planning. As soon as we about to get out and start drying off, shower curtain come back, and then bang, bang, you get hit with the ironing cord, and you getting your ass well. I got hit with a bat, and none of it really worked, to be honest. And we speaking about just discipline. Still went to prison at 16. Still went to prison at 16 for armed robbery, even though I copped out to attempt robbery. You know what I'm saying? Still went to prison, 1.5 to 4.5. Even though she whipped my ass. So, just because you call the cops or you get your ass beat with an extension cord, with a bat, just because you get, food taken away from you or whatever methods your parents think that they're using to try to get you to see what they want you to see. My thing is back to the little girl and having company over at the house. If your mom say no company, don't bring no boys in this house. Don't bring no girls in this house because, again, when you think of domestic violence, right, you're thinking of a man or a woman. When you're thinking of peace, oh mighty, peace, blood, when you think of some gang shit, you thinking of a man and men. You're not thinking of no woman. Same thing when you're thinking of, in the house, sex going on or somebody disobeying. You'd be surprised how many young girls is disobeying their parents and they doing the most. And mom's like, you got somebody in our house that I don't know, we don't know, it's dangerous, etc. And they locked her up. And a lot of women was like, yo, I need to disown the child. We're gonna, if that was me, you could never live with me again. Once you call the police on me, you disown, you this, you that. I'll just say this. My mom's whipped us. We did wrong shit. We did shit we shouldn't have did. I love my mom. She's still alive. I wouldn't change it out for another situation, even though it's probably some better situations. Once you call the cops or once you fast ass with it, it's kind of tough to not look at you with the side eye. That's the only thing I'll say. Kids is having sex at 13, 14, 12, 11. We had 9-year-olds, right? Not from their uncles. I know that's probably what we'll try to put out Yeah, it was by uncle, it was by older cousin. That is very true. That's very true. But once you can get your period as a young lady, as a young girl, you can bring life into this world. We got to protect you. We must protect this house. Once you disobey your parents, it's my way or the highway, or you're going to get your ass whipped. You could call BCW, you could call child care services, etc. If I tell you to do something, then even if I'm smoking crack, even if I'm not the best of parents, you're a child, you're in my house, you're going to do what the fuck I say. If you don't, you're going to suffer the consequences. And that's good. That's just going to be what it's going to be. I thought that was, I thought it was unfortunate. She was crying, woo, woo, ah. Two more quick things, right? I know we've been on here now. We've been on here for an hour and a half. We were fucking around going for two hours. This is a brother inside a Wingstop or coffee shop or wherever he at. They messed up his order. He waited a little while. He messed up his order, so he said, give me my money back. They didn't want to give him his money back. They said, we can remake the food for you, but we can't give you your money back. So he proceeded to wild out. Wild out on some lock shit. Wild out, and this is what took place.
Why you can't do no refund?
Now you can't give me a refund.
There's an order from my owner. You can't do no refund.
You can't do no refunds.
I don't want the food.
I don't want the
I have time to
food.
wait on the food again.
I gotta go,
Okay,
bitch.
so now what do we do?
It's either you get the food remade, and you go on about your day, and stop yelling at my other manager.
Hold on. You talking crazy? You either get the food remade, you go about your day, and what, bitch? What? Oh, you don't know what's about it? And I don't agree with what he did, but in his mind, he probably like, bitch, are you dead ass serious? I'm telling you, I've been waiting here, and I gotta go. You fuck my order up, give me my money back, and I'm gone. I'm out your way. I'll go to another restaurant. I'll figure it out. I won't eat lunch today. You telling me I could shut the fuck up, get my food redone, and woo woo woo, and all right, watch what happens now.
No.
This is what's gonna happen now, bitch. You wild out. You don't want the cops. You don't want the cops. Hey, buddy, what the fuck are you doing? You don't need to do that, buddy. Don't break the glass. He broke the glass. Shit, bro.
Why you can't do no refund?
Real quick, we won't spend too much time on that. Men, women, ladies, gentlemen, and lowlife. It's what I esteem this pleasure to present to you MC Ricky D. I'm being funny, but I'm not. That is how Slick Rick introduces himself. Slick Rick the Ruler. Listen, if you're in a situation where a person is wrong, they violating you, they talking spicy to you, you know what I mean? Shit's spicy. Listen, you could get your food remade, or you could take your ass and go on. Yeah, you could do what he did, grab the register, pull the cords out, kick the microphone in jail. What Rakim said? They said I was too young, but I don't get upset. Cool. I kick a hole in the speaker, pull a plug, then I jet back to the lab without a mic to grab, but then I add all the rhymes I had. One after the other one, then I make another one. No, you could kick the speaker, you could pull a plug, kick the speaker and jet, but you're on camera. So when the police sees you, you're going to go to jail. They're going to catch you, and you're going to go to jail for damaging of property, threatening, and et cetera, et cetera. You're going to go to jail. So your $5 meal, your $10 meal, your $15, $16, maybe even $17 meal in today's climate, like shit could be $17. You really want to go to jail for that? For breaking up the glass and pulling out the register and threatening people, etc. I think we got to use better intelligence. We got to be smarter than that, because they're going to lock us up. Now you got assault on your record. You know, you barred from whatever Wingstop or wherever the fuck he was, right? You barred from that. Last thing here, and then we out of here. There was a couple more other topics, but we ain't gonna be here long. I do gotta get up in the morning. This the last topic. This Kyrie and Luka. Kyrie and Luka. One got crazy handles, the other going juke it. Go listen to that song by me and my nigga Great Fire. Kyrie and Luka on all platforms, right? Kyrie said, "The world is a stage performance, carefully scripted and controlled." Is he right?
Whole celebrity idea is eroding. The whole fame idea is eroding. That shit was sold to us, y'all. You got people out here that are human, that are acting every day of their life. They're not even real.
They acting?
They just on NPC shit.
What do you mean?
Every day they acting. They don't even know. The world is a stage, dog. And it's a lot of terrible actors.
Gotcha.
It's a lot of terrible actors out here. The world is a stage. There's a lot of terrible fucking actors, dog.
I like that he cursing like me.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
I'm just gonna say it. I'm just gonna say it. I tried to tell Spice beforehand I said it, but the whole idea of celebrity, bro, if you're not a real person and you can't stand on your morals and principles out here, move out the way.
Get the fuck out the way.
You can't stand on any principles and morals out here
Get the
as
fuck
a
out the
person
way.
that's trying to see this world become better. Move out the way for the time being. I'm not paying attention to all the, the beefs going on or, who. This whole
Nas on his first album, right? Illmatic. I think we did this 2 weeks ago. We started the show like this, so we'll end the show like this week. Go listen to Nas Illmatic. In the beginning of the album, besides AZ and them talking and all that, it goes, "Stop fucking around and be a man. There ain't nothing out here for you." Oh yes, there. And then the guy like, "Oh yes, there is this." I'm not shocked and amazed. I'm not looking in the sky. I'm not appalled when I hear a Kyrie Irving or anybody else say, "Yo, these actors, these activists, and these people, that the world is a stage and it's all about control and manipulation, and that they do certain things to control us or drive the media or the narrative certain ways." I'm not shocked and amazed when I hear that shit, folks, because I know that. Just of my own cognizant, my own, wherewithal, I know that. That's why we don't put these people on the pedestal when they do some shit that's, unthinkable, or they do some fuck shit. We don't look at them and feel disappointment in our heart, like, "Oh, Jay-Z, this is Beyonce, or such and such said such and such, and it hurt my heart because I didn't think that they was like that." No, nigga. They're regular people, just like me and you. No famous celebrities. And what Dougie Fresh said, as the crowd started breaking, I didn't reply because the only stars I know is in the sky. So we continue through the menu to intend to be none but Dougie, as his brother extended out his hand to me and asked me, "Will I rock the microphone?" I just gave him a pound and I said, "Shalom." You know what I mean? When the crowd started breaking out, we got the Gift Fresh crew stars in the house. We got the Gift Fresh crew stars in the house. And he said, as the crowd started breaking, I didn't reply because the only stars I know is in the sky. Nigga, ain't no fucking stars. And if you fuck with Popovich TV, before we get out of here, I won't say his name, but I will end the show on another quick topic. Somebody that I know personally, right? He a lame, but I know him. We was at a summer jam or somewhere, and because we know the people that was there on the stage about to perform, etc. We wasn't no rappers, they were. And he like, "Yo, we stars." And I'm looking at him like, "Nigga, we ain't no fucking stars. They're the stars. They're the rappers. They're the entertainment. You just the entourage, nigga. You ain't no star." How the fuck you in your mind computing, start calculating, start breaking down to his very last compound that you a star? You ain't spit no verses. You ain't recite no rhymes. You ain't memorize no scripts. You ain't get no Oscars. You're not a star. You're a regular person that knows some people that made it into the business that turned out to may be some stars or may be celebrities. You're not no star. But that was his mindset while we was on stage or backstage. Which brings me to the last topic, right? People that's not solid, don't never let nobody that's not solid, that's not honorable, dictate to you or make you feel some type of way for the work that you're doing and how you moving, etc. throughout, you know what I mean, whatever spaces you moving, that you not worthy of that. When they never was solid. Anything they stood upon, anything they represent was never solid. Them niggas is lames. And although I'm basing that partially on street shit, meaning like they never was about that, you ain't about that life. So who the fuck are you to tell me when I was, even though it's all destructive and it's not nothing, you know, it's not nothing productive. Let's be clear with that. But even in being unproductive and being detrimental or a menace to society, you never even was on that level. So now when I'm trying to change my life or do something for the better, who the fuck is you to have an opinion on what I'm doing, nigga? And like Rick Ross said, you niggas is losing. Look like you could use us, nigga. Who the fuck is you? You know what I mean? Like you the nigga that's in the back of the police car pointing out niggas. One nigga's the nigga that's booking niggas and doing shit. And again, I'm not bowing down. I'm not praising. I'm not telling you or your son or your daughter, whoever's watching my videos, right? Live on Instagram, live on YouTube. If you are still tuned in, we about to get out of here. I'm not glorifying that. Because lifting your nuts, bending over, having them treat you like a fucking slave when you get to prison, which ultimately you will if you break the law. And like Noriega said, you hate the law, nigga, break it. I don't care, but when you get caught, remember that, I don't care. So when you get caught, you're going to have to deal with those consequences. You're going to have to deal with the repercussions. So I'm not bigging up none of that. Please never confuse my channel in the day of AI or people taking little clips and spills. Leon Rolak, my real name, a.k.a. Majors, a.k.a. Popovich. I'm not telling you to break the law. I'm not telling you that niggas that broke the law, put guns in people's faces, shot people, sold drugs, cut niggas, was the leaders of gangs and all. I'm not telling you that they up here and they the best of examples. I'm not telling you that. I'm not telling you you should do that. What I'm saying is because where we're from and it's rough in the GHETTO, people respect that. Some of us. Niggas that never did none of that be having opinions on people that's solid or their track record is solid, having opinions on you. Because I heard some shit about me at my new job, you know, in the neighborhood I walk through, in the neighborhoods where I be through, niggas was like kikiing and looking at me funny. When I'm looking at, when I heard like who said it, I'm like, those niggas? Come on, them niggas never solid. It's good that I'm trying to give back, and most people that tore down or took away from the community, they want to give back. If you're a stand-up individual, if you're trying to pay it back, if you was robbing and stealing, hustling, breaking down the community, you've been to prison or you avoided prison. As you mature and get older, if your mind state is now like, nah, I need to teach these young brothers, I need to teach these young sisters, etc. I was all the way wrong. This is the way to do it. Salute to you. You're going to get props from me as opposed to somebody that never did none of that. And now they're looking at you trying to call rank on you like you some clown or you some funny style nigga because you trying to push it forward. One, you never even was involved in the fuckery because you was soft. You was not about that. So who the fuck are you to tell me, a nigga that was about that what I'm doing now is not good and right and exact. Don't let nobody trick you like that. Don't let nobody, you know what I mean, try to play you out of position for what you're doing. If you're trying to save young people and tell them what you did was wrong, that's why I always quote Hov. Like, Hov sold crack. So hopefully you wouldn't have to go through that. If I did it, then I'm going to tell you not to do it. Because I don't want you to bend over and lift your nuts. I don't want you to have to only spend 55 and be around people you don't want to be around. Racist ass crackers. People that killed Robbie Williams. I don't want you to be around that. So I tell you to listen to me. Because I'm a good example to follow and not to do. Maybe not the best example of how I lived my earlier years. You know what I'm saying? And I have no problem with saying that. Have no problem with putting my business on Front Street. Because I never told on nobody. I never got nobody locked up. I never did nothing. I did fuck shit as far as robbing, selling drugs, and shooting people and doing shit that I had no business doing as a youth. But I wouldn't want you to do it. That's the difference. So for somebody that never even, stood outside and did any of that, who the fuck is them to tell me anything? And that's why I quote the Rick Ross line, niggas is losing, look like they could use us. You know what I'm saying? It's that part. But we've been on here enough. It's 1:39 now. I was supposed to start the show much earlier, but then I got called back out to work. And I got to work tomorrow on a Sunday. I got to work tomorrow, and then I'm off Monday. But y'all know who it is. It's your guy, Popovitz. Y'all was just tuned in. Popovitz TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic. That feeling back up in here one more again. Yeah, kid. Be safe out there because it's dangerous.